Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So this is my week using the new Misty Mountains collection from Kaisercraft. So if you want to see how this all came together, then just stay tuned. Alright, so before we get started, I just have to show you a quick flip through this new Misty Mountains paper pad. I'm just going to take my watch off. Because, oh my god, this is the most beautiful collection I think Kaisercraft ever done, and they do some beautiful ones. So I'm just going to flick you through this and I'm going to use different bits of it. But, oh, like, hello. And look at that shine. Definitely going to be using some of that. Just beautiful, beautiful colours. It does sort of remind me a little bit of the Wild and Free kit from Planners Anonymous. Very sort of similar shades. So we're sort of going to use a little bit of those shades in here. So what we're going to do first, we're going to grab this bit here with the flowers, and it's got like a half and half. So I'm actually going to cut it in half so that I can use it. We're going to do flip outs this week because I have 2 days off, which sounds like normal. Most people have 2 days off, but I tend to have 2 days off. I very rarely have them back to back. They tend to be more, I have them like on a Tuesday and a Thursday. For the first time in a long time, I've actually got 2 days off that happen to happen on a Thursday and a Friday. So I'm going to take advantage of that and actually get some stuff done, which means I need some lists. Now I know these pages aren't high enough. They're sort of a bit low, but that's okay. I'm going to cut these down so they've got a bit of a circle thing happening to them, just to come around here, and then they're going to flip out. Now because they've got the white on the back, that means I need to put something else on the back. So I'm going to get this gorgeous marble and I'm going to stick that down and then cut it in half again. Now I probably could have done that in one go, that might have been a bit easier, but it's done now, so oh well. So I'm just going to cut the fluffies. Cut a bit of that cardboard, so hopefully I can still make that work. Just making that line up as best I can. You can always trim off anything that doesn't quite fit. And I do the same thing with the other side. I'm just checking how fluffy that is. Butting that right up against the other one, then I can cut straight down. Trying to make sure that my edge is more straight than anything else. That's not too bad. Then we'll just go ahead and cut this. We can always trim this up to make sure it's right after the fact. So it doesn't matter if we get a little bit smaller or skinnier, because it won't matter. I'm just going to fix this edge up first. That way when I cut here, this line's going to be straight. And we'll do the same thing at the top, just to make sure that that's, whoops, straight. Not going to be straight, so I'm going to make it a bit shorter. There we go. So that's going to sit there and flip out, and then I can put all my lists over there. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, just trim it up so that the edges are all right. This one's actually nowhere near as bad as the other side. In fact, it's it's nearly good enough that I didn't have to do anything, but just needs a little bit. How good does that marble look? Like, oh. And so that one's going to sit on that side and fold out. Oh, hold on. Just trying to decide if I want it to have a rounded edge, or if I like the square, or if I want it to be a triangle. Definitely want them to be the same height though, so I'm just going to trim this. So I'm just grabbing my tab punch board out of the drawer, and I'm just going to put it onto the corner rounder setting. I'll just round off just that one corner. Right, that looks good. go. And then to stick it on, I'm going to use this washi tape from Kmart. Sorry, Jet's just seen the cat. So this is a little old now, so I'm not quite sure if it's going to sort of... Oh no, she's still alright. It wouldn't have surprised me if this was a little bit old and sort of lost some of its stick or lost some of its prettiness. It's almost a little bit yellow, not quite, but almost. So we're going to stick this down here. So I'm going to cut this in half because I can actually use this for both sides. See if we can rescue it with the other side before I start panicking. You might be okay there. I don't think I have enough tape to do another one. Now I have covered a little bit of my Ed Sheeran up, but I'm actually going to fix that up in a second. So I'm going to cut off all the excess here because I don't want it there. I just want it to be down the side. So I'm doing this with scissors, but you could do it with your paper trimmer or a knife if you wanted to. It's not right, not completely straight on the bottom, but just by pushing it down a little bit, I'm just manipulating the way the tape sits. It's actually fixing it. So for the stickers, I'm just grabbing my craft knife. I'm just really gently cutting where the tape is around the sticker and using the sticker as kind of a guide to go around it. I'm just going to pick off the tape and it should hopefully come away and it will look like I've gone round it. I hope. Haha! Success! That actually looks really cool. It's a good effect. So I'm going to do that with all the others and I'll be back in just a sec. Worked really nicely. I like the way that's like that. I could have done it a little bit thinner along this side, then it wouldn't have been a problem, but I don't think it really matters. Don't notice enough. So on the other side, got that really annoying mark. I can get rid of it. I can. On the other side, I don't think I can make this piece of tape work. I'm gonna try. A little bit too short. I don't know how much more tape I've got. Not very much, I can tell. Damn it. Righto. So, because we don't have enough tape, congratulations, this is the first washi tape I've ever finished. I never finish a thing of washi tape, ever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this sort of offcut that we had and stick this at the top. And I'm very short on how much I've got, so I'm working with as best I can. It's going to go at the top. Just tore some. Fingers crossed you won't tell in a sec. And then we're going to put this bit of washi. Good thing I didn't throw it away or anything. Use that to stick it down, but it's going to go up a little bit, so that should, if I do it right, not look too bad. We'll have a look when we peel it off. So I'm just going to cut off all the excess. I'm just going to make sure that's stuck down where I want it first. So start with the bottom. overhang. And this comes down to how crazy you want to be. Sorry, making noise. I just want to fix it up because it'll drive me mad. So I'm just cutting really gently. That should score it enough that I can peel it up. It shouldn't cut the paper, which it hasn't. Okay, so then we've got our little flip outs. I think the marble looks really cool on that side. And then we're going to put on at the top, where did it go? I love this sort of wash. I think it looks really gorgeous. So I'm going to use that to cover at the top. I'm just going to cut just sort of, I will measure it actually because I want the dark blue right at the top. And I want it to cover just up to that line. So I'm just going to make sure I get the size right. And I actually really like that the fluffies are on there because it just gives it a bit more of a distressed look, which I think looks really cool. We'll just cut off the excess. There's a little bit of excess on the top, but not very much. No, that looks fine. Whew. I was a bit nervous there for a sec. So do the same thing on the other side, but I'm going to use the bottom of the page because I really want the dark blue to continue. So we'll do the 1.5 again. To the days of the week, I'm trying to decide what I want to do with those. Not quite sure yet. I'll come back to them. I think on the bottom I want to cover them up as well. I think. No, I don't. I want to leave it there. I might put some stickers or something there in a minute. All right. So now I want to grab this one here. Some of these quotes. Whoops, I grabbed both. Whoopsies. And I'm just also checking the die cuts that are at the back here. Something I love about these 6x6 or 6.5 by 6.5 page notepads from Kaisercraft. They always give you some sort of like little die cuts at the back. I think they're great. They're really good for making cards. That's sort of what they're designed for, I guess. But I think you can use them to really great effect in planners as well. So I'm just cutting the knobbly bits off this tag. I'm just very aware that I don't want to put too many sort of list spaces, which is what I've been doing down this side. Because obviously I've got the fold out, so I really don't need there to be. So it's more just making sure that I've got enough decoration on the pages that it doesn't look empty. I want to put that little tag there. I'm going to put that good vibes only. I'm just going to cut the whole square down because it's just easier. And just to make it sort of fit in, I think, with everything else, I'm just going to round these corners off. So stick that down there and then put the good vibes only just over the top. Sometimes when I use my corner rounder, it makes it a bit too much of a tab. That just means I've pushed in too close. So I just go back round and fix it up. I think what I want to do actually is just put a little bit of black into this, maybe? No, I don't. Always trying to do new things. So I'm going to put the good vibes only just down on its own. I might use the tag on the other side. There. I'll put that in first. That way that kind of finishes off that bottom. on the other side, maybe put the tag on the bottom here, like that, and put there's another one here that just says, hold on, let me grab these ones. I'm going to grab this one here with the heart. So again, just cutting off the knobbly bits. I'm going to put him down in the corner. Just like that, and then put the heart just there. These are purely decorative, there's nothing to, it's just more to clean up that space. It just looks a little much sitting there on its own when they're shut. So just want to make sure that the space looks taken up. There we go, that's better. Alright, days of the week, we need to put them in. So I think I'll use another one of the Marvelly. No, I'm not. I'm going to use this one. And what I'm going to do is cut out, oh, loud, sorry guys. Cut some strips. They're about, sort of almost, I use the markers on here sometimes because it just helps me make sure they're the same height. So I'm just making sure that's about, it's about 1 centimetre. Doesn't matter if it's not completely perfect, so that's where I'm cutting her to. I'm going to cut out a couple of these. I'm going to stamp the numbers, like the days of the week and the date on, and put it into like a little flag thing. I'm just cutting a couple of those so that I've got them ready. I'm going to grab these stamps. These are my new Lawn Fawn stamps. I bought them from Dawn Lewis on, I think it was on Etsy. It might be on her site. And then I just want to stamp on the days of the week and then the date. And then I'm going to cover up the day and then turn it into like a little flag thing. So I'm going to just grab off. I love that these have the foldy bit of plastic. That's so helpful. So we'll start off with Monday because that's the normal day of the week to start with. So I'll do Monday so you guys can see, and then I'll change it up. So we've got Monday the 5th. I'm just getting my days right. Something I've noticed about these stamps, and I've only been playing with them for a couple of days, so I haven't had them very long, but they smell a little bit different. So I don't know if you guys can see, I'll just hold that up so you can. They sort of smell different to other kind of stamps I've got, and then they've got a bit more of a stick to them, which I don't know if is a good thing or a bad thing, but they do. They have a bit of a stick. So I'm just stamping down where I want my stamp. And then we'll put the day of the week as well. I just realised that wasn't a good idea. I just put the Monday down on my gorgeous bits of paper, and I think that's not so smart. Oh, so nice. And I'm just going to cut sort of here. And then we'll trim up the other bit on the other side as well. I still think this is going to be too big. Oops, that's not straight. And then just turn it into a flag just by cutting the little triangle into it. We'll see how this looks. This might not work yet. There we go. And then the little flag will sit just there. So I'm going to go ahead and do those. I'm actually going to speed through so you guys don't have to sit through that each time. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be back in just a sec. Actually guys, I've just had another thought just while I was doing that. Rather than having it, and I'm going to restamp that one, rather than having them as flags on both ends, I've just got the other one that I've just made up then and changed my mind. I'm just going to have it just a flag at one end, and that way I can still keep the beautiful dark colour on some of the sides. Just think the double flag looks a little funny, so just so you guys didn't come back and I was suddenly doing something completely different. I'm just going to do them just one way. I think that looks better. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back in just a sec. Alright, so all of my little days are all in. I just made them into those flags like I said. The only thing I haven't done is just down the bottom here, just because I wanted to show you these stamps as well. So these are the fitness ones. The other ones are the calendar ones. These are the fitness ones. So what I want to do is put in on the day here, I just want to put "you got this" on it. Mainly because I don't have anything else to put, but I don't really need a notes section, so I just want to give myself a little bit of a pep talk. And I do need that to be covered up, so I'm just grabbing my ink again. While the other ones have all been sort of aligned on the left, I'm putting that one in the center. I'm just wiping it off with my baby wipe. And then while I've got my fitness one out, I'm just grabbing this little scale one. And I just want to put a little scale just on Wednesday, because that's been the day that I've been weighing myself and keeping as best I can sort of accountable, just so that I can write them in there. And that's the main reason I bought these stamps, was because I wanted to have another way to keep myself accountable other than using my beautiful lime and mortar stickers, which I love. I'm also going to put in this little one here that says gym, because I know I'm going to the gym on Thursday. I'm just going to hang him just there. Righto. There's the stamps done. The last couple of things I'm going to have to write in, because I don't have a stamp for day off, unfortunately. I still need to find one. Actually, I might not have a stamp, but maybe I've got a sticker. I think I used them all though. I have a day off there. Damn, I have to buy more of those. I'm going to grab this one here. This is from Mumsy and Bub. These are the messy bun getting stuff done stickers. I love these. I just want to put that, I'm going to put those on my days off. That to me is a good enough signifier of the fact that it is a day off. So I'm going to put those on both Friday and Friday and Thursday. And then we just need to add a couple of other pretty bits. So what I'm doing, this is the closest colour palette I can find. Unfortunately, I need a rose gold something. Unfortunately, there's no sticker book that kind of matches this. So I'm just double checking that there's not something in here that I can sort of use. I don't really need, there needs to be something, but I don't know what. I don't want to put any boxes because I honestly have how much stuff here. I just don't need any more. I want to add some colour. I'm going to grab this one here that says "Do Small Things with Great Heart." It's got the foil that I want, but it's got some colour. That is the most I think the most gorgeous piece of paper in this entire collection, especially if you get the 12x12s, which unfortunately just are a little bit too big for my planner week, but could be used elsewhere. I'll grab the small version in just a second, show you what I'm talking about. There's like a sunset, and it just, the dark purple with the beautiful light oranges and pinks just look, oh, hi Jet. He's just crawled in underneath me. This one. Like, is that not the most gorgeous piece of paper you've ever seen? Like, oh. So I'm just going to put the "Do Small Things with Great Heart" one at the top there. Just because I want some of that gorgeous orange and some of the foil. I also stamped March on there in case you guys didn't see that. Just on the top there, just because that way I know it's March. Not that I don't know it's already March. Okay, we're nearly there, nearly there. I just need to write in my work details on Saturday and Sunday, so that won't take very long. So the only thing that is missing is my footy details, and I'm going to put them on the inside, but I'm going to do them off the camera because you guys don't need to see that. You see me do it all the time, so it's not a big thing. I do feel like I just need something, just one more thing on this side. And I know I'm going crazy with the quotes, and I'm not trying to, but it's more I just love that rose gold and I just want to use it. Nothing more artistic than loving people or believe you can fly and you're halfway there. He's not helpful. We're going to go with the nothing more artistic than loving people. Mainly because it's just so gold. Okay. There we go. Now she feels like she's finished. Something was just missing. It's amazing how sometimes just one little thing can make you go, yep, now she's done. And I'm going to leave that one square as a contrast to the rounded corners. I think that looks really cool. And there we have it. I am not touching it one more bit other than to put my footy details in. I'll probably put the footy details on this side just because that's the weekend. That's where the footy goes. So I'm going to put that there, and then I'll put my to-do list on the inside. So if you guys want to see what this ended up looking like at the very, very end, come hang out with me on my live video and make sure you remind me, and I'll show you. I always do a flip through of like my after pens, so that'll be when you'll get to see sort of how this one ended up. I don't think I've used the gorgeousness of this collection to its full potential. There's just something about the oranges in here that I love, but it's just such a color I'm not comfortable with, so I've tried to add it in where I can, but I don't know. I love it, I do. Definitely not as good as my Wild and Free week, but I do really like the flip outs. They're really helpful, especially when I've got so much going on. So that is it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you did. Let me know how else you'd like to see this collection being used, because it is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm quite happy to use it again. It's that pretty, I want to use it again. Don't forget to be subscribed and to follow me on all my social media links. They are down below as well. Hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic rest of your Monday, and I will see you again really, really soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.